The fact that the Xreal 1S, Xreal 1 Pro, and the Vicha Beast exist and you still don't have an AR or XR glasses tells me that you probably should not buy one for three main reasons. And if you also have one of the previous glasses and you still don't have any of these three, you probably should not upgrade just yet. And I'll tell you exactly why. So first off, if you don't have an AR glasses and you know about these three glasses, and you don't have one, it's probably because you have one, unrealistic expectations for today's technology, two, the budget is just too much for what you're willing to pay, or three, it's just simply not for you. Just like how VR goggles are not for everyone, AR glasses might not be for you. It might just not be for what you like to do or what you needed to do. I think too many people have unrealistic expectations. I hope nobody takes it the wrong way. I'm just saying that a lot of people seem to have an unrealistic expectation for what is currently available or possible. You know, for example, this is the Xreal 1S, right? Some people say, oh, these glasses would be great if it had a much bigger field of view. Well, what is a much bigger field of view? Because there's the Xreal 1 Pro and there's the Vicha Beast, which both have 57 and 58 degrees field of view respectively. That might not be enough. Okay, you want something like the 70 degrees field of view like the Xreal R? Okay, great. It's not ready yet. And when it comes out, are you gonna be willing to pay for that price? Because there's a very high chance that glasses could be over $1,000. Yes, no. So if you want something that is affordable within that price point, and this is $450, what, $449, basically $450. For today's technology, this is what is currently possible at this price point. Could they get it lower? Sure, maybe. But you have to be realistic in what's possible, what's realistic, and are you asking too much for right now for your budget? You know what I'm saying? You can't go to a dealership expecting a Mercedes for the price of a Toyota Camry. It's just not gonna happen. Eventually, you're gonna be able to get a Toyota Camry with all the features of a Mercedes, but it takes time to get there. With AR and XR glasses, you're not gonna be able to get 70 degrees field of view, a very slim form factor, and all this crazy technology for a budget price. It's not gonna happen. You know, most people don't want to spend over $500. But they want everything. In 2 to 5 years, sure, maybe you can get there. But right now, you just simply can't. That's what I mean by some people have unrealistic expectation. Also, this optics, right? Even the flat prism optics, there's gonna be some kind of pros and cons to everything that we currently have right now. In order for us to have this perfect flat display with a super wide field of view, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a lot longer than within the next couple months. And when it does come, it's gonna be expensive at first, and then the prices is gonna slowly go down, just like how the prices of the Xreal 1S is lower compared to the price of the Xreal 1. Just like how Rayneo's glasses, newer glasses, are cheaper than their older glasses. The prices are gonna come down, but it takes time for that to happen. More people have to be invested into the AR and XR world for this to happen. So that's one. The Project Aura is coming out. It may not be soon. It may be the end of this year. It might even be early next year. Who knows? Sure, it's gonna have 70 degrees field of view. But once again, are you gonna be willing to pay $1,000 for that glasses? Also, you have to factor in that we still don't know if the puck and the glasses are gonna come together. If they do come separately, are you gonna be willing to pay separately for them? You know, these are things that you need to factor in considering AR and XR glasses right now. This is why I say that if you don't currently have the Xreal 1S, the 1 Pro, the Vicha Beast, then it's like, what are you waiting for? What do you want? Is what you want realistic for right now? And if it is available, are you willing to pay $1,000 or more for it? And then there are some people that no matter what technology is put on these glasses, it's just simply not gonna be for them. You know, Because at the end of the day, you're still putting on the glasses to watch something. It's not like a physical object. You're still looking through something like a window. So that experience just simply might not be for you. You know, once again, VR is not for everybody. Well, you have to understand that XR also might not be for you. And then there are some people that you just simply cannot please them, because no matter what technology you put on these glasses, it will never be good enough for them. You know why? Because these glasses are made for the mass market, right? It's not like the companies come to you specifically saying, we want to design the glasses for you with your own preferred field of view, with your own preferred refresh rate and all that stuff. It's made for the general population. So there are some people that it's just never going to be good enough for. Some people wear glasses, some people don't. You know, I don't wear glasses, so I don't like the idea of having the diopters at the top, because, for example, with the Luma Ultra, I find myself having to constantly adjust them even though I don't wear glasses. And I noticed that happened with one of my other glasses, but glasses that don't have it, I have perfect vision. But anyway, so for me personally, I don't like that. But if I did wear glasses, or people that wear glasses, they would want that. So as you guys can see, we have two different preferences. And then on top of that, there are some people that, you know, they will want like 240 hertz. I don't game like that, so 240 hertz makes no difference to me. I can barely tell the difference between 60 and 90, like, or 90 and 120. That doesn't matter to me. What matters for me is field of view, you know, and so other things that some people, they just don't really care about. So if you're looking at the current glasses right now, you need to experience it first though. You can't just look at them, you know, online and say, that's not for me. You should experience it first, because there are so many times I've allowed friends to try these glasses. They're like, man, I had no idea. Man, I want to get this now so I can watch the game. I don't. Well, before that, you know, they saw me do my thing. They're like, oh no, that's too chunky, bro. And then they try it. They're like, I had no idea, bro. So you need to experience it. Once you see that, now think to yourself like, okay, what will make these glasses be maybe for me? Will it make me want, like, if the field of view was just slightly bigger, is this something I would want to get? If the answer is yes, then it is for you. But if you're thinking to yourself like, man, the field of view is just absolute dog, you know, like really bad, then 70 degrees is not going to be a mind-blowing difference compared to this 52 or 57. It really isn't. It sounds like it's going to be a lot. No, it is not going to be. I have seen a prototype of 70 degrees field of view on something, and it is not going to be mind-blowing compared to the 52. So if you feel like 50 and 52 is just way too small, then 70 degrees is not gonna make this massive difference that you think it's gonna make. But anyway, guys, I want to know, what is the number one most important thing for you? Or is there a combination of things that is important for you that you're willing to make a compromise? Or are you just dead set on that Project Aura? And if you are dead set on it, the question is, are you willing to pay $1,000 for that experience? Thank you guys for watching. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, help me get to 10,000. I'm very, very close, and I'll be doing a, I don't want to say what I'll be doing, but I'll be doing a giveaway for my 10,000. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.